What's up, party people, to another episode of Who Asked You podcast. I am your host, Studio 2 Groovy, and today we have a very, very serious conversation to be had. Before I get started, please hit that notification bell. Please like this video. Please share this video. And please subscribe if you have not subscribed. Okay. Today is very, very important. I got some disheartening information. The Supreme Court has shot down Trump's in Texas pretty much lawsuit against the voter fraud that the Democratic Party has done. The Supreme Court of the United States said no, they're not doing it. And so that's the situation that we're in right now. I'm going to share my screen and show you all the response of Texas. Let me go ahead and okay, so this is from the official TexasGOP.org website. Chairman Allen West's response to SCOTUS decision. This was today. Excuse me. Below is Chairman Allen West's statement regarding the decision by the Supreme Court to dismiss Texas' constitutionally legitimate and critical lawsuit. The Supreme Court, in tossing the Texas lawsuit that was joined by 17 states and 106 U.S. congressmen, has decreed that a state can take unconstitutional actions and violate its own election law, resulting in damaging effects on other states that abide by the law, while the guilty state suffers no consequences. This decision establishes a precedent that says states can violate the U.S. Constitution and not be held accountable. This decision will have far-reaching ramifications for the future of our constitutional republic. Perhaps law-abiding states should bond together and form a union of states that will abide by the Constitution. Excuse me. The Texas GOP will always stand for the Constitution and for the rule of law, even while others don't. And that's what I'm talking about. And this is not the first time that Texas have, shout out Melanated High Priestess, shout out Lightworker Wayne. This is not the first time Texas has succeeded or talked about succeeding from the United States. They are constitutional based. That's why gun laws are exactly what they're supposed to be in Texas. That's why, they always stand apart from the other states because they are actually constitutional based. And I honestly do feel like those states that want to follow the Constitution should succeed away, only because if we don't, we are going to all be encompassed in this communist party takeover. Now, if people don't think that it's that serious that Joe Biden is, going to steal this election pretty much, let me read something, okay? SCOTUS failed democracy and constitution. Tomorrow we will begin to blockade city of Atlanta with the most corrupt traitors of Republican Party who betrayed will of the people and sold our country to Democrats alongside with China Communist Party. You can support truckers here. We do not demand President Trump. We demand full audit of every single vote in this country. If audit proves legitimacy of Biden votes, we recognize him as a president. If you decline audit requests, you prove that election was rigged and it was stolen. If our demands of audit will not be satisfied, we won't recognize President-elect. Truck drivers will not deliver any goods to big cities. Instead, they will block whole traffic and begin blockade of every big city. Blockade will start December 12th, which is tomorrow, which is in an hour, from the city of Atlanta and will be held until the votes are being audited. Okay? Now that is not even a thinly veiled threat. That is a threat of blocking off food. And you might be like, okay, what's the big deal? If we don't have truckers supplying our grocery stores with food, goods, water, we're fucked. Because we don't farm, you know? We don't have all those type of permits. We don't have, well, some people might not have a stockpile of food and stuff like that. Excuse me. So once the truckers decide not to, supply all these cities with food, there will be widespread riots. There will be starving families. People will panic. People will not know how to act. And the grocery stores will be chaotic in the streets, and then you'll be having to watch your home because people will be hungry and fucking like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna like really be bad. It's really gonna be bad. And yeah, so that was truckers announcing that they will be pretty much boycotting, like pretty much like that's facts. All of this COVID-19 stuff is definitely creating a loophole on abolishing the Constitution, for sure. And since we're talking about, hey, you need something. If you don't got a gun, get a knife, get a blade, get something to protect yourself and your family. Like, for real, for real. Like, it's not a joke anymore. It's not conspiracy. It's not none of that. It's not none of that stuff. The time for confusion is definitely over. I want to show you guys something about the COVID vaccine. After I show these few articles, I'm going to share the Astro Aromatic phone line, and I'll just let you guys call. Excuse me. I'll let you all call in that number and tell me how y'all feel about it, or if y'all feel comfortable enough, y'all can actually come up here. I'll drop the link. But this article is from Huffington Post. Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine gets FDA approval distribution to begin immediately. Now, I am actually working on a lecture about Pfizer and about Moderna and all of these mRNA vaccines. But the littlest thing that you need to see is on my last Wild World review, I showed how at minimum Pfizer causes Bell's palsy, which is like paralyzation of your face. Yeah, it's let me show y'all a picture actually while I'm talking about it. Because people think shit's sweet. People think that like this type of shit is funny. It's a joke. It's, oh, do you really think this stuff is gonna happen? Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. Yada yada yada. Let me show y'all something. It has been proven that the Pfizer vaccine causes this. And you know what they're going to tell you? They're going to tell you, wear your mask. Nobody will notice. That's how they go. Let me boost this up just so y'all going to be looking like the Joker out here. And there is an undetermined time where your face stays like that. Yeah, it's definitely a money play as well. I feel like it's a mass Jonestown massacre type thing. And if y'all don't know what Jonestown is, that's when a cult leader tricked his followers into drinking poison Kool-Aid, and they all died. And it was mostly black people. And I'm going to get into the fact that they are still trying to pander to black people to get them, get them wanting to take the vaccine. Shout out to everybody who's new to the channel. Please like, share and subscribe and hit that notification bell. I appreciate y'all coming down and checking me out, checking out the information that I have. But let's go back to this article right here. Like I was saying, Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine gets FDA approval, distribution to begin immediately. Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine got emergency authorization from federal regulators, and it's 11/11 on Friday, clearing the way for the shipment, distribution, and eventual administration of the shots. The decision, first reported by the New York Times, marks a historic scientific achievement and suggests an end to the coronavirus pandemic may be in sight, although the timing of a return to normalcy will depend on whether other vaccines in development also come online soon, and how well federal, state, and local authorities handle the logistical challenges of reaching a diverse, geographically dispersed population of 330 million people. And let's not mistake it, okay? Let's not mistake that President Trump proudly boosted this Pfizer, okay? I'm not going to read the whole article because it's plain and simple. Shout out to you. Yeah, they always use this as lab rats. That's facts. Yes, and they have black doctors trying to encourage blacks to take it. Right, traitors. And actually, that goes into my whole point of this live is we clearly see that Democratic Party has aligned themselves with the Communist Party, right? And Republicans are constitutional based, are Trump based. So let me say this. Where does black people fit as a whole in this scuffle that's definitely about to happen? And please do not think that it's not going to happen. Like let's be real. This Supreme Court was touted as the best option that we have against this tyranny without this happening, and they failed us. So what is black people's role? Do we finally just say fuck it and leave everybody and just start our own communities and leave everybody else alone? Do we join the Republicans? Do we separate ourselves from the idiot Democratic minded black people who just don't read for themselves, don't think for themselves, don't do anything for themselves, but just get like food stamps and, put like happily get a glass ceiling on their head? Because those will be the people who get us fucked up in the long run. So what I'm going to do is this number right here says place an order on Astro Aromatics. That is my company. I sell sage, essential oils, cinnamon brooms, all types of things. But right now I'm going to utilize this number to let people call in. So call this number and we will be able to hear you live. And I want to hear y'all opinions. Shout out Kenshawn in the building. So y'all call this number 313-327-9342. And for those who would like to come up here, I'm going to drop the link and I will be able to bring you in. Boom, here's the link. So if you want to come in, just hit the link. If not, call this number 313-327-9342. That's 313-327-9342. Let's get it. Let's speak our minds now before we don't have that choice anymore. We're already getting censored. We're already, we're already getting screwed over information-wise. Okay, we got somebody in the building. I want to introduce somebody. Light Worker Wayne, what's good, bro? What's good with
it? Hey.
What's good?
I'm loving the content. I'm loving informing the people, man.
Thank you.
You know?
I'm just trying to do my part in the ascension of our people, man. That's all I'm trying to do. Just do my little part.
Yeah. Yeah, and yo, like to answer your question, I mean, I feel like as us, as Black people, we definitely need to separate from the clone mindset of the regular Democrats, you know what I'm saying? Just the automatic type of thinking that, hey, you already got our vote without us even challenging. And I don't think the Republicans really got our backs either. And I mean, I think the best is fully independence, man. Like this is kind
Yeah.
of tied in back towards the big argument between segregation and integration, because when we had our own, we had more economic wealth and we traded that just to sit at the table and, eat barbecue chicken with white people, You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's facts. That's facts. And I feel like we
Yeah.
keep being dragged into wars, conflicts that we have nothing to do with.
Yo.
We
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh
Go
no,
ahead.
that's all I was gonna say. We just keep being dragged into their issues, their problems. Like really for from 2018 through 2019, we were just fighting and yelling about us getting murdered in the streets for nothing. So
Exactly. Yeah.
why should we take up arms to protect a system that hates us?
Exactly. Yo, and it's I'm glad you use war, right? Because like literally, and I want to bring up a movie as an example, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so I been saw, the movie Dead Presidents, right? You
Okay.
know, but I watched it again, Friday, man, and going back to the whole Vietnam War, where blacks, us, we had no business even being over there, and even the Vietnam people was telling us, hey, this is not your war, black man, like this is not your war. And I remember it was a powerful scene where um where Lorraine Tate found like a document, off of one of the soldiers, and it stated, "Black man, go home. Black man, this is not your war." And all throughout history in this country, we have been. Oh, sorry, man. I was trying to move that out the way. All
Right.
throughout history, man, in this country, like we have been, the puppets. We have been used as the puppets.
Think of the Tuskegee Airmen who came back home being called niggers and being treated like shit, even though they
I,
was the hardest fucking air battalion that the army had. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't
exactly.
really see why we should get ourselves killed or put ourselves in danger for protecting ideology that has never served us. Do I think that we should not protect ourselves? That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm
Yeah.
saying is this is a time for us to just separate. Like we just need to separate. That's all we
Yeah.
need to do. We need to just find communities where we all decide, okay, this is where we're gonna be at. Have all the men patrol, protect the women and children, and just let them squabble and do all that. And then I feel like we need to demand our own true rights in,
Exactly.
in, our, in, our, our right to autonomy from this system. Because it's
Yeah.
not for us. It's never been for us. We have never benefited from the American dream. And you know
Exactly.
what they say, you got to be asleep to be dreaming.
Exactly.
Like
You got to be asleep to be dreaming,
our picket, our picket fences got crosses burned on the goddamn. It's okay.
Yeah.
There, have you ever heard of a sundown town?
No. No.
Okay, for those who don't know, a sundown town is like cities or towns that after the sun goes down, you if you're black, you better not be caught in there or they killing you. And those were really prevalent in like the 1920s and 1930s, and
Okay.
it's they're rocking now. There are cities and towns that if you are black, your black ass will be buried somewhere in a forest or hanging from a tree to never be found again. To this day. So
Still to this day.
Yeah, so I feel like what we keep begging and crying for freedom and all that, I don't see the point. Like,
yeah,
I don't see
it. And you know, it takes more of us having that Marcus Garvey type thinking. You know what I'm saying? It takes more, you know, takes more of us having that, and just we need more of an education when it comes to the economics of it. You know what I'm saying? That way we could. I feel like if more people was just kind of educated just on basic economics, you know, maybe it might challenge their thinking more and allow them to think outside the box, you know, because right now, and especially with the Democratic Party, you know, like they love to use that whole, your ancestors died for you to vote, died for you to vote, you know, and it's like,
did
really?
they though?
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying, like, did they really? Is that why they died, or did they die because y'all racist as fuck?
Yeah.
Killing the game, and we have more black people on the Supreme Court and in power positions than y'all wanted to. Yeah.
Key point.
Man, that shit.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And then, you know, it's like a lot of us, we don't use that further critical thinking. Like, hey, okay, well, really, will our people even want us in the system with the same people that killed them? Would they even want us in that same, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't take it further. Like, so why would they die for our vote? I understand, you know, I understand, you know, and a lot of that goes with the ideology of the civil rights. You know, the civil rights did do some, you know, good, you know, but you know, we did better economically. We did better. I mean, I think probably culturally and ideas when we were segregated, point blank. When we were segregated, we had more wealth, you know, we had more wealth. We had more black businesses. It wasn't too much of an issue. Huh?
Better schools?
Yes, and we had better schools, you know, because our kids are failing in the school system, man. You know, like,
because the current educational system teaches you how to follow directions. It doesn't teach you critical thinking. It doesn't teach you innovation. It teaches you, like, hey, Chris, I would rather you call in, because I would like to hear your perspective, because you're either white or you're like just caping for white people. So I want to hear your opinion. So after I get done talking to my bro, please call the number, because I would really love to hear your perspective on what I'm talking about. But yeah, we're taught how to follow directions. Even if you get the answer right in your own way, you're still wrong. All this stuff, like,
yeah,
it's just like, I don't know. I think at least for me, I'm tired of being a victim to the system that never like damn. Like a police, like a police is supposed to protect and serve. I'm not supposed to feel like we in our reptilian part of our brains all the time, whether it's cops, whether it's white people, whether it's fucking a bill coming through, whether it's fucking everything. Like, there's no time for peace. And I feel like black people really strive for that. And I feel like segregation from this, like, I don't feel like we should involve ourselves in the second civil war that's coming. I don't think we should.
Yeah. I feel you. I totally agree.
Well, do you have any last words before I have somebody else come up here or call in? I really appreciate your energy, and we definitely got to do that interview for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, we definitely got to do the interview. You know, and I am enjoying your content. I watch your your live stream with Love Samurai Forever, man, when y'all was talking about this whole change, man. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, man, y'all was dropping some real knowledge on there. I'm like, okay. I'm like, yo, man, I'm peeping that.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
appreciate that. Yeah, shout out to Love Samurai
Yeah.
Forever, yo. If
Oh
y'all
yeah,
don't know who that
definitely.
is, please follow him on IG. By the way, can
Yeah.
you tell people where they can find you at, like on your social medias?
Yeah, so I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, Facebook. You can find me in the name below, Lightworker Wayne. You know, Wayne spelled just like Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying? Just without the little light, LIGHWORKER, then Wayne, WAYNE. I make a lot of positive motivational videos, you know, addressing spirituality, addressing, you know, dealing with the mind and thinking and positive thinking, you know. So purposely, we're here to raise the vibration, the consciousness of our people, the consciousness of this planet. So hey, you know, go ahead and follow if y'all want some motivating, inspiring energy. Check me out on YouTube, Lightworker Wayne.
Yeah, check him out. Check him out. So I appreciate you coming up here, bro. Like I said, we're gonna set it up. We're gonna set up
Yeah.
an interview time, and please continue to watch the show as
Oh,
we
definitely.
dig deeper, and have some other people come up here. I appreciate you.
Cool. Peace, everybody. May infinite abundance be drawn to y'all daily and be drawn to you too, brother.
Hey, that's what we
Hey.
need.
Yeah. All right then, brother.
All right, peace.
Peace.
Okay, y'all. Let's get somebody else up here. You can call the number. You can click the link. The number is 313-327-9342. That's 313-327-9342. What is the topic, you might be asking? What is our role as Black people in the coming second Civil War? Because it's coming, and we cannot pretend. We can't live in La La Land and pretend that it's not coming. While I wait for somebody to either call the number or to come up here, I'm going to actually play a video that has something to do with the COVID vaccine or whatever that I did not get to talk about. So y'all see the number that's scrolling. I'm also going to put the number in the chat. Boom. The number is in the chat. Okay, so there's a new app coming to a cell phone near you that will display and verify your coronavirus vaccine status. No, this is not a joke.
Hey, check this out. There is a new app coming to a cell phone near you that will display and verify your coronavirus vaccine status. A green check mark on your profile ID means you're good to go. And this is being promoted as the end of the coronavirus lockdowns because they're saying this is going to allow everybody to get back to normal again. You can go back to restaurants and your bars and movie theaters. They're all going to open back up again to full capacity. And all they got to do is make sure that everyone inside or everyone that enters has proof that they got the vaccine and that it can be verified at the door with the app. And I think a lot of people who might be afraid to take the vaccine right now, they're going to go ahead and do it anyway, because this way they're allowed to go places again and we can all get back to normal and live our lives again. Business as usual, right? Right. That's how they're promoting this anyway. And you understand, you're probably not going to be able to get a job without it. Or you're not going to be able to continue to work where you are right now unless you have proof that you've taken the vaccine. Now, here's what they want you to do. First and foremost, they want you to get out there and go get the vaccine. It's your duty to save mankind. Next, they want you to download one of these apps. There's already a lot of them to choose from. You can get the MyGP app. They got the Common Pass. Or here's one, the AOK Pass, secure, private, and portable. And then you allow these apps to download your medical records, and boom, just like that, you're good to go. You get a nice green check mark on your ID, and businesses will now allow you to enter, or they will stop you at the door, deny you entrance if you don't have the mark.
Labor and employment lawyer Helen Rella says your boss could force you to get a COVID-19 vaccine.
There's going to be applied pressure on people who operate places of businesses. It's going to come from the government by way of that. Any event that you aren't vaccinated.
So, Joe, that breaking news
Crazy.
is a first look at the COVID-19 vaccination record card you'll get once you get a shot.
Healthcare providers will fill it out with information about the type of shot, who administered it, and when it's time for the second dose.
All of this for a virus that most of us have a 99.5% chance of surviving anyway. And of course, this all paves the way for immunity passports, or what they are already calling the COVID passport, the only way to fly. And you know, all the world's major airliners, they're going to want you to have this thing before you could fly. And they're going to have facial recognition systems installed right there at the airports. Just picture the movie Total Recall, you know, where everybody's got to walk through the scanners. Or they're already saying that the TSA is going to be there at many airports, and they're going to be armed with facial recognition software apps on their phones. So they'll put those in your face to verify that it's you and to make sure that you've had the COVID vaccine before you can get on the damn airplane. So before you get to the airport, you buy your tickets online, you upload a picture of your passport or your driver's license. That way the facial recognition software, you know, they can identify you when you get there, and you won't be allowed to fly unless you have proof that you got the shot.
Hey, shit gets real in the field. Now, like I said, call 313-327-9342 to call in, okay? But we have all, no matter what your faith is right now, right? Whether you're spiritual, Christian, Muslim, all that stuff, right? We have all grew up knowing about the mark of the beast, right? And here it is right here in our face. You can't deny it. You can't pretend that it's not happening. That is the mark of the beast right there in your face. So not only will you have to be forced to shout out Uncle Kai in the building. Please call this number 313-327-9342 or hit the link in the chat. So not only you may die from it, you may have your face paralyzed, you for sure are going to have your DNA and RNA transfigured into a whole new being. So you're gonna be literally considered non-human. You're gonna be what is it called? It's pretty much the first step in transhumanism. It's crazy. It's crazy. And people are just idly letting this happen. Like, there's no reason, honestly, there's no reason why. Fuck a shutdown, right? We should have been boycotting each and every business that said you cannot go in without a mask. That's what we should have done. Soon as they said you cannot enter here without a mask, we should have been like, oh, for real? I got you. We don't need you. But people are so dull and timid and scared from all the fluoride and all the chicken that they eat and all that shit that people are like, oh no, I don't want my comfortability to be taken away. And now it's literally going to go from a mask to a fucking microchip. It's crazy, and it's like we're living this in real time. But the topic of tonight, and y'all can call in and talk about that as well. But the topic of tonight is, what is Black's role in the coming second civil war. And let's not mistake and act like that's not a component. Let's not act like that's not a component of this civil war, because it will be certain people, Republican or not, who thinks that we need this vaccine and this vaccine is going to cure us all. And if we don't take the vaccine, then we're evil and we're non-progressive and all this other bullshit, right? There are going to be people like that. So the civil war that's brewing right now has so many different facets. Like it's coming in so many, you said it's already there. It's already there. You're from the, hey, can you call in, or can you, the brother is from the UK. Can you hit this link, or can you call in? Well, yeah, for sure, melanated. For sure, this stuff has been already, like, they already ran drills and shit. Event 201, if y'all don't know about that, please go to my Eugenics Revisited lecture. I talked all about Event 201, so they've been had this stuff. I'll die swinging out before I take it, or before anyone I love and care for takes it. Hey, that's how I feel too. I was talking to some of my uncles the other day, and I said, I'm just gonna die because I'll be back. If I have a choice, if they say take this vaccine or firing squad, I'm just going, Studi Too Groovy just gonna be a martyr, because I'm not doing it. I'm sorry, I know too much. I'm not an idiot, and I'm not just gonna lay down and let y'all just force me to become non-human. Like, I would rather be dead. Just let me go to the astral realm, then I'll reincarnate when it's my time. If that's my fate, that's just gonna be my fate. And I'm not trying to talk tough or nothing. It's not like I don't preserve my life. It's not like it's not like I don't want to be here, but to a certain extent. But it's like, you're not gonna do that to me. I'm sorry. I'm not. I don't find this world's comforts that good enough for me to knowingly hurt myself. Because I feel I might as well just jump off the bridge then. Like, let me just go ahead and jump on traffic then. If I'm just gonna do that, like, let me just do that then. Don't stick me with something that could potentially kill me, fuck my face up, or fuck my DNA up. Like, I live every place and the family is asleep. I'll be back in London during the afternoon if you're gonna be doing another stream. Oh, I got you, bro. This is for sure is not gonna be the last one. So even if like I respect that so much, and peace and blessings and love and light to your family. Like, that's super dope. Yeah, they think the world is stupid. Hold on one second. I think we have a caller. Hello, you have called into the Who Asked You podcast. May I ask who's calling?
Justin.
What's good with it, bro? Can you tell the people what city you're in or what state you're in?
Georgia.
Shout out Georgia. Hey, GA in the building. Okay, so how do you feel about this second coming civil war? And how do you feel about this COVID stuff?
So, if you've grown up in church and hearing about it your whole life, I wouldn't exactly say, hold on, thought somebody bring me off, getting on my nerves. Yeah, you've been hearing about it your whole life if you've grown up in church, and you've just been basically preparing yourself for what we've already been knowing. And those of us who've been woke to, the fake stuff that's been going on, and it just in the church and just in religion and just things that just didn't look right, you start to dig deeper. You're like, oh, okay. I see what these people are doing now. I see what's going on now. But it's like everybody's like in like a robot state of mind, like just go to work and come home, go to work and come home. And like even at your job, you even if you, I have nothing but black coworkers. Like they like, but they minds is not even like on some like, it's almost like they already took the vaccine before COVID was even here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you seen human beings who on the outside look like they're like for what you're for, but these guys operate like they might as well have taken the vaccine, you know what I'm saying, before even COVID even started. So what was you asking? Now you asked another question that I really wanted to touch on. What you said, how do I feel about what's going on with the vaccine?
I was asking about the vaccine situation and the second civil war that I see coming.
Yeah.
And what black people's role is in that.
Yeah, what black people's role is. Haven't we been through enough as people? Like, what can't we handle? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is just like when the Europeans came into Africa and they came into the Americas and just enslaved us, and we survived that. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking to just stay encouraged because my people were hung on trees.
That's
and we
facts.
talking about, you know what I'm saying? It's like my people were hung on trees. My grandfather was experienced way worse covert racism than I've experienced, and I feel like that's in our DNA. You know, like come on, man, a vaccine? Like we scared of the LGBT movement. Now we scared of a vaccine. We was whipped.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? The baby cut out the stomach and that cracker stumped the head, and we had to witness that. That's in our DNA. You know what I'm saying? It's like we had to witness that. Like, what's a vaccine? So I'm just looking to stay encouraged in this time because I feel like the war is the battle's not ours. You know?
Okay. Yeah. That's how I was going to ask you, because I was going to say, do you feel like black people should side with the Patriots, or should we just come together within ourselves and leave them to fight whatever they doing and get ourselves together?
How are we going to do that politically? Because the European, I think the second one, of course, but the European is going to try to include us in some type of fashion. You know, those whoever the hell is running the world is going to, this is about us. This is not about the vaccine. All this COVID-19 stuff is obviously about our awakening. You know what I'm saying?
That's facts.
So he's going to try to include us in some capacity. Let me look at my battery life. Because I'm finna go in. Okay, 7%.
You got the floor, bro.
Okay. Yeah, the European is going to try to include us in some capacity. And my thing is, what political agenda are we going to stick to say this is our situation? We're just going to go around the BS. You know, I'm trying to understand, like, I feel like the Constitution, like, treat every man that you would treat unto yourself, the pursuit of happiness. I believe we the only group of people that's capable of following that. So I believe the American Constitution is still going to stay in place. I believe that the Europeans going to kill themselves off, you know, because of greed and power and all that stuff. But, like, after everything's done, nature is going to take back over, and the Negro is going to be back on top. This is just my imagination. Hopefully, I'm right.
I wouldn't say imagination. It's the cycle, because let's not forget that not only is the earth heating up, but the sun is heating up, and we are due for a solar flare. So all of this technology, all of this stuff that put them above everyone else is not even going to matter.
See, I didn't know that, and you know some stuff, Studi, that you're teaching me right now. I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that makes sense, you know, based off what I'm seeing. Like they're going to kill each other off, and we're going to be here. But I feel like the Constitution, growing up in church, growing up Christian, I did see some truth. And I do have a little patriotism, just like as a Black American.
Indeed.
It's like, you know, I'm not all the way like just dumb, like about, you know, just being Black and just every Black person, like how Tupac was. That's what got him killed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like some of our brothers who in the past who thought they're just Black people, just because you Black, we together. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah, because that's like the furthest from the truth.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I got a little bit of patriotism. I believe the Constitution is still going to be there. And I believe not white supremacy is going to stay, but like that classism. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's going to be Black people who, once nature take over, it's still going to be Black people on top, and it's still going to be Black people who's like in a poorer area, but it's going to be like more, this is what I'm feeling. It's not going to be, we ain't going to treat each other like how we're being treated. So do you
think segregation was a mistake or something that was like in certain ways good for us?
It was a mistake.
Indeed.
It was a mistake, bro. I don't. The first time I seen white people, bro, like the first time I actually dealt with racism, like I never had no desire to even hang with white people or be around or associate around white people unless they wanted to associate around me. Some of the best people I've ever known, like my teachers and stuff, were white. I ain't saying, you know, just regular people, but like to bring us together on some type of religious foundation, you know what I'm saying? But in this fake ass thing that Martin Luther King did, I totally, and I think his death have everything to do with that mistake. I truly believe it was because that mistake is what brought on how he died. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
because he realized that he was wrong, and he knew that he was selling his people out, but towards the end of his life, he was like, I'm not doing this no more. Like, this is wrong. And they shot his ass. They got him the fuck on out of here.
Damn. And he died. He didn't even die. He survived the shot. They murdered him in the hospital. They suffocated him in the hospital. He was finna survive.
That's the sick part about it, is that they couldn't even, that was a pussy move.
Yeah, man.
Hey, Commander, please hold that thought, because I would love for you to call in, because that is a discussion I would like to have with you. But yeah, bro, I'm with you. I feel like segregation was a mistake. I feel like at some point nature will take its course, and those who will be here because they're supposed to. But I also agree with you that this has nothing to do with us. And let's not forget that Dr. Fauci just did a whole conference about, this Black lady helped us with the vaccine, and y'all niggas need to take it because, you know, a Black person had a hand in this. Like, yo, okay, so that makes her a traitor. Like, if she really, and I doubt that she had anything to do with it, but even if she did, that makes her a traitor to her race, because what did they say? They said medical workers first. And what do we talk shit about Black women about? What are they? CNAs.
Okay.
So that is targeting Black women already. And then they said after health workers, then it's what? Black people.
Oh, hell no.
So if that's not a eugenic, if that is not a eugenic fucking agenda, I don't know what else to tell y'all. Like, I don't know.
Hey man, I'm from the South, bro. It's like we look at stuff just very simple. Why ain't nobody, you know, clap the Bill Gates yet, or Dr. Fauci or George Zimmerman? I'm like, I done seen niggas get killed over, you know, stupid shit. You mean tell me nobody can't run up over, like, you stepped on my shoes. Nobody can't run over. Nobody can run up on Bill Gates and Dr. Fauci and just you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, just end. I know a few niggas that do that.
But you know what's crazy though? You know what's crazy? They really, like, the people who are doing this are like more nerdy than me. Like, I grew up in the hood, so I got some hood in me. They ain't got nothing. They probably, you thump their ass, they probably get to crying. Like, but they like in these positions of power, and they like who
you trying to mess up the world. Like, you trying to one person. I never thought the European mindset where one person can murder an entire population. I know Pharaoh really liked Hitler because Hitler said that he was just killing the fake Jews and trying to keep the real ones around.
Yeah.
But it's like just even that concept of one person. I never heard of that in just with African people, where one person did a bunch of killing and a bunch of vaccinating. Oh, it's because of Dr. Fauci. You mean wait, him? Man, give me
right, like it. Well, I don't want them to say that we're threatening Dr. Fauci's life or anything like that. Let's say hypothetically, hypothetically speaking, you know, you gotta play them word semantics.
It just be amazing. I'm from the South. I didn't seen it, man. It's the stupidest shit go down. Just, you know, if you from New Orleans or you from Georgia, you from Alabama, just niggas step on your shoes. You know what I mean?
It's go time. But somebody actively saying, I want to kill y'all, we need to depopulate. But y'all like, oh, well, you know, he's a doctor, so, you know.
Yeah, he's a doctor. So.
The depopulation, maybe that's not what he really means. Like, what?
And you got like coon black celebrities actually telling their followers to take the vaccine, bro.
Don
That's
Cheadle,
crazy to me.
Don Cheadle, weak ass, the nigga who played War Machine and Avengers. He told he got on the girl who played Shuri in Black Panther, got on her head because she said don't trust that vaccine. Like, nigga, what is wrong with you? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, what? Like, what? Because black men have failed the black community so much. Like, I understand. Like, children and black women, they are so unprotected because more than half of us is weak-minded as fuck. And like you said, we will go to hell and high water if somebody step on our shoes, but somebody disrespect our women, our children, somebody try to hurt us, we cop and please. Like
I seen it, man. I seen it. It'd be amazed who you see allow it to happen to. You'll be amazed how like hard a dude would act at one point in time until somebody he's scared of,
until a boy in blue members. or a white nigga with a dirty wife beater on in a Confederate flag hat get in his chest. Then he wanna be humble. But if his brother look at him the wrong way too long, now he wanna, like, what you wanna do, nigga? Like what, you got a problem? Like, it's crazy.
It's insane, bro.
It's crazy.
So that, like Pharaoh said, bro, I do all I do all day after work is watch you, Pharaoh, Dr. Umar, like you said, the Fibonacci or something. You put me on that. You know
Thank you.
Yeah, man, it's like I never heard it. I immediately started looking into it, and now I post it all on my. You know what I'm saying? It's it's crazy. Like, them the only conversations I have, man. If you're not on that type of time, bro, I really like black. I don't care if we the same race or, you know what I'm saying? It's like we not conversating about nothing. The only people I have conversations with is these type of conversations, bro. It's like,
that's facts.
It's
and
like,
consciousness is lonely as hell. It's like, y'all niggas is retarded. Like, I don't want to talk about LeBron James all day. Like, I don't want to talk about the who twerked on what award show who, you know what I'm saying? Like all that stuff don't matter when you understand, when you start learning about metaphysics and, you know, our ancient civilizations and just, you know, all this knowledge that's been sitting here waiting for us to discover it.
Right. And I just got my passport, bro. If you go on my page, I just got my passport. And now they talking about this vaccine, you gotta be vaccinated. And I wanted to go to Egypt, man. I was like, damn, Sammy, I ain't gonna be able to go to Egypt to check the pyramids out, man. But it's like,
hey, Melanated, you gotta tell me why though. Please, you gotta call in for that. You gotta call in for that because I highly disagree with that sentiment right there. Like I do, like that's my brother. So I need to know why you feel that way. But yeah, bro, hey, I really appreciate your time and your bravery and your honesty coming up here. Please let the people know where they can find you on your social medias.
Okay, bagby.justin. That's my Instagram. That's the only thing I'm on. Bagby.justin. B as in boy, A as in apple, G as in girl, B as in boy, Y as in Yankee, dot Justin, like Justin Bieber. Do I got the number 1 in front of my? Yeah, I got Bagby.Justin1. Yep, Bagby.Justin1. And I appreciate y'all, man. You know, y'all stay up. You gonna hear from me again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate you so much coming up here, man. And yeah, we definitely gonna chop it up again. And please continue watching because you know we got more conversation to be had. I appreciate you.
See ya.
Peace. All right, y'all. Let's get it. 313-327-9342. I see a couple of y'all going hard in the chat, but I need to hear y'all voices. I wanna see what, you know, I gotta hear the emotion behind y'all sentiments. Cause I don't like keyboard capping. I like to hear and talk to people. You know what I'm saying? I like to connect. Whether I agree with you or not, even if you think black people should join, you know, this civil war, or if you think that I'm over exaggerating and it's not going to happen, please call the number 313-327-9342 or hit this link. I'm about to put it in the chat again. Please call this number. Hit it. I don't want to. Yeah, I hear that. Okay, well, I'll address it then. He only cares about the money and having his name known. When a person is a true leader, they don't always have to tell you they are the leader of the black community. I don't really think he cares about money, though. I don't really think he's boasted about money like that. And for a lot of the times that, like, I remember when I first discovered who Young Pharaoh was, he repeatedly said that I'm nobody's leader. And even to this day, he'll say I'm nobody's Jesus Christ. Even when he say with his Aunt Nation, he says, I can't, hold on, y'all. Somebody's calling. Hello, you have called into the Who Asked You podcast. May I ask who's calling?
Hey, what's happening, brother? It's more sense, you feel me? I'll just pop in and see it. I'm about to mute the live, though, because I think I'm lagging.
Yeah, it might mess it up. Shout out More Sense in the building, bro. This is my bro right here. This is my bro.
You my bro. Hey,
yes,
I love
sir.
everything you doing. I support. I try to support. I don't be on here the way I should be. Hey, donate to that Cash App. Do something. Get that man some money for the content. You feel me?
You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Yeah, support the man. Hey, the man is putting out very necessary information. And one thing I learned about trying to do it and not actually doing it is you gotta really give your life to this. It's a real commitment. So you can't take for granted when he be showing up and there's 2 niggas in that live. That's dedication, real shit. Like that's just facts. To do it every day and ain't nobody there. It says a lot about his character because that means he's the same person when you not there and when you there. He's still that. So it's like you gotta commend that and really respect that. I respect that. Like I really understand what that dedication looked like. So I'm like, hey, I seen him. I obviously caught wind of him first time through Pharaoh's channel, but I never stopped watching after that because I'm like, let me just see if he keep going, and he keep going, and he's only kept going. So it's like I gotta support that.
Thank you, brother. I really appreciate that because honestly, I always just say like I'm just trying to do my little part in the ascension. Whoever get the message, they get it. Whoever receives it, it was meant for them. You feel me? So
yeah.
And
I mean, I didn't want to interrupt though. I just hopped on and I just seen the title and I'm like, this is very crucial, very, very, very impactful. So I just want to hear what y'all talking about. And,
well, yeah, like, well, can you give us a short little, like, how you feel about that? Like, do you think Black people should involve themselves in this coming civil war, or do you think we should separate, or like, what's your thoughts on that? It don't have to be deep or anything, but just.
I mean, it's all right. So separation, I do feel like would be the best option. Do I think it's possible? To a degree, it just depends on where the awareness is of the Black community and if we're willing to act on what we know. So, like, we know we need to separate from these people, but how? Economically, spiritually. It's hard to do it physically because we really don't have that liberty. We're in a tough position, so we got to use what we have. But we can free ourselves with our mind, our spirits, and we can free ourselves gradually, economically, and do those kind of things within the boundaries of the system. If people are willing to play that game and unite, then yeah, we need to segregate. But it's like, it's hard to do all that without physically gathering, not because you can't do it digitally, but just because some of the kind of coordination you need could only be best suited, especially in this era with all the surveillance and all of this. It's hard to do it without being in person. So it's like I'm caught between a rock and a hard spot because I'm like, how do we really organize ourselves? I mean, obviously the easiest way is we got to be dealing with highly organized spiritual beings just to be already aligned to a certain degree when we meet, so that way we ain't got to catch up on the what's going on in the world, you eating like this,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we got to be working on our own lifestyles enough to get it to that point where it's like we are already ready enough that we just got to put ourselves into action with each other. We don't got to really worry about calibrating ourselves to a certain level when meeting up with each other. We got to do that on our own because it's too real. It's not even the fourth quarter. It's OT right now.
Look,
so it's like
hey.
we got to do that on our own. But it's like, it's unfortunate. It would have been nice. I feel like if it was 2001, 2005, we could still try to physically gather and do that.
And you know what? And you know what? That's crazy that you say that. I don't mean to cut you off, but it's crazy that you say that because it's like, yo, if we had our generation right now, the people, the leaders that are emerging, the teachers that are emerging right now, yes. If we were this age back then, right now, we'd be cracking right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'd be like, it wouldn't even be a conversation. Like, I'm just thinking, like, we would have had 20 years to get ready for this right here. Mm-hmm. We probably would have been straight in 2015, being honest with you. Like, and you know, one thing that you missed when you were talking about how we have to segregate, you forgot mental. And that's the very first step. Until we mentally segregate, nothing we do matters. Nothing at all.
That is true.
Nothing we do matters. If
I said spiritual because I guess I'm thinking like, if we can stop identifying with all that other shit, we'll. But I guess I don't know where it starts. Where does it start? Does it start mental? Does it start spiritual? I don't really care. But you know what I mean? Like, I was thinking of it like that. I was thinking like, okay, if we stop identifying, like if we can start getting in tune with our actual spirituality, we will know.
Well, I only said mental first because think of it this way. Without the thought, you can't manifest it. There had to be somebody who said, who had to formulate what a gang was before gang culture became a thing. You feel me?
I respect that. Yeah. I feel that.
So we have to mentally, how we're doing now, how we're having these conversations, how we have like Dane Calloway, Young Pharaoh, myself, all of these, all of these intelligent Black people.
Yes.
It starts that way. Now, we probably started the game a little late, you know what I'm saying? And they ready to throw a flag on our play, but we still in the game. We still in the, like you said, this is OT, the fourth quarter already over. You know what I'm saying? But we still playing. We just got to wipe the mud off the cleats. Like, that's where we at right now.
I mean, I like that you said that. So let me ask you this, because this may be actually like the real working model of how we do it, is the proof in the pudding of how you just connected the dots with people like you mentioned, Dane Calloway, yourself, Young Pharaoh. So y'all on your own individual time worked on yourselves enough to get yourselves to this state of mind and being to be able to create content consistently, to connect mentally. Would you say your journey was first spiritual individually by yourself, and then you came to this mental connection with people?
I like that.
I don't know. I'm asking. I'm
No.
not saying anything.
No, I like that, because you're right. It was a spiritual awakening first. Before I became vegetarian, before I started like learning and reading all these books, I was a meat eating, damn near alcoholic nigga who was trying to learn. I like one day I just decided I'm about to read the Quran and Bible together. And then by the time I got done with the end of the Quran and the middle of the Bible, I'm like, I need more, because this ain't adding up. And plus, I'm like, I don't want to die no more, because at that time in my life, I wanted to die. I was suicidal. I was 400 pounds and ready to die every day with death standing over me. You feel me? So there had to be a spiritual climax first for me to get here. You know what I'm saying? So I love the fact that you asked me that question, because you're right. Spiritual came first. It wasn't mental. So you was right.
Where you said mental, this is why I said I respect what you said, because I felt it, is you said the mental is how we connect. What you did, everyone's doing the spiritual, and it's funny because I said that, but I wasn't even sure when I said it. I was kind of just, just throwing it into the atmosphere, just kind of feeling like, does this even make sense? You feel me? Sometimes I'm literally thinking in the stream of consciousness in real time, and that was kind of one of them things. But like, I was just kind of just saying it just to be like, yo, like, is that okay? Because you had this spiritual awakening by yourself, to be able to share yourself, to connect with people on a mental wavelength, to connect with us, to reach us on an elementary level, especially if you're dealing with people who aren't vibrating as high and you're trying to elevate them, then it's like they're not connecting to you. Maybe they're living more carnally, like they're living through the flesh. So they may only feel you for the physical, and then the next layer is probably the mental for them. Whereas like someone who's a bit more open, you could reach them spiritually quicker. Unless they're going through something where maybe, I don't know, like, you know what I mean? It's just like, they're more approachable, and they can digest what's going on because they're feeling some kind of trauma, so they're a bit more spiritually like in tune with themselves, because now they're like, oh shit, like I'm really feeling what it means to have empathy for other beings, you know what I mean? But like, if you're not in that state, then if you're just living off of the flesh and you're just living off of like being in the world and society, you might just be on some like, I'm not hearing nothing unless it has to do with what I know, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Getting money, living within this world. So now you try to connect with them. You can't connect with them spiritually. You got to be logical with them. And this is where you come with the mental. And I feel like the people who are connecting on these platforms, it's mental people making connections, and then we diving into that spiritual layer. I see someone said, melanated high priestess, where's the action? I think this is the action. I ain't going.
I was gonna say that too. I didn't want to interrupt you and be rude,
No.
but
I be having ADD, so if you feel me, do you? This is your platform. I'm just a guest, but you feel me?
No, because I feel you. I feel that too. I was gonna say that, but I'm glad that you caught it because I just didn't want to be rude because you got the floor. Like,
I appreciate you. I mean, hey, yeah, I feel like this is the start because it's like when you think about this, it's like what Studi is doing. Like I said, that takes a lot of consistency and discipline and just willpower to want to be here. He is making himself available a world of some of us good people who obviously are in the community and a lot of motherfuckers who don't like him, who would want people like him to fail at the bare minimum and die at the maximum or maybe even more.
No, that's facts.
Yeah.
And it's been my own people.
Yeah.
Especially like I ain't trying to stunt, but especially after, you know, me, Pharaoh, and Double R met up, I really got the hate. Like, goddamn,
I just seen that photo like whenever I liked it on Instagram, I just seen that photo like a couple days ago. And I'm like, oh shit, I didn't realize I didn't even realize because I'm just like, I thought you was in like a whole different state.
I was. I made it happen though.
I know you gotta respect this.
Yeah.
Look, that's hard. I mean, yo, it's stuff like that where it's like we can organize, but it's like, where's people's priorities? Because think about this. Let's put this in perspective. How's someone gonna hate on you for meeting a whole other man when it's like the whole thing we trying to do is link up as a community?
Yes.
To be able to unite and elevate each other. So they hating on you for meeting with another man to elevate. When that's the thing that we talking about right now. Niggas talking about, so how are we gonna do this? We only talking
gonna
about
unify,
this.
but I don't want you to meet.
Actually trying to meet. Put them in the case in point right now. You was trying to meet these dudes, and then niggas is looking at that like that's some weird shit. But it's like, y'all are trying to build, which is exactly the action, not the talking, but the action that we are saying we need to be doing for generations.
Can I pause you right there? Yeah, and I don't want you to hop off yet, but I have to, just for 1 second, I have to interject so I can respond to her because she feel like I guess she feel like she going hard. So let me address her real quick. Melanie,
I'm just seeing the comments.
I respect you so much because you know you're a mother, you're a black woman, and all that. But black women are not beyond reproach. Black women are not perfect. Black women have been in this system the same way that we have been. So there are flaws that y'all have to deal with. And you said earlier that how can I follow somebody that disrespects women? Every woman, just like every man, doesn't deserve respect. You are dealt with in the way that you portray yourself. If you portray yourself as ignorant, then you get dealt with like you're an ignorant person. And that's just the laws of attraction. That's just, for every action, there is a opposite or equal reaction. That's basic. And two, I am involved in my community in this way. I really risk my life every time I come on here and show documents and talk about things.
That's real.
Because
let's talk about
I've been followed before.
Listen.
My phone I know my phone is tapped.
Sorry.
I know. No, go. You can go ahead because I'm about to go on the. Yeah.
I was being just thinking about it because I'm like, do niggas not remember that federal judge? They was trying to clap her and they clapped her son up. Come on, son.
Yeah, like
if you got information, they gonna get you going. In fact, she was only headline news because she's a federal judge. Like that little Indian nigga from New Jersey that Pharaoh showed, who had the ties to it was like a medical scientific foundation that had ties to Hillary Clinton, and this dude was a scientist that had helped develop some shit that was tied to this foundation or some shit like that. He brought up the receipt at the time, but it's just like it's like he was killed. They said him, his daughter, he was the grandfather. The grandfather, his daughter, and his granddaughter had all drowned in a mostly 4-foot high pool in their backyard.
Yep, I remember that. I remember that.
About? And that was not a headline story. So that's the type of story you would be under if you had just got
clapped just for talking.
That's how you would be. You probably wouldn't even get that type of a story.
Exactly.
You'd probably be on the local news. Fuck CNN.
It'd be local YouTuber, local YouTuber committed suicide or cause of death uncertain type shit. Like, and y'all would just move on. Y'all be like, oh, Studio Too Groovy gone, and then y'all be waiting for the next nigga to go live. But what else do? I actually have my own company. I actually sell sage. I sell cinnamon brooms. I sell essential oils, and I'm also a teacher. I think that's doing a lot for the community. Also, we got some stuff in the works where we're actually going to be marching through the streets, picking up trash, talking to the people. So look out for that. So I think that you should, instead of worrying about and I'm not trying to be rude, but instead of worrying about what everybody else is doing in their communities, you should worry about what you're doing, because as long as you're doing your part, then you're Gucci. Like, I don't think it's really fair to try to compartmentalize people's worth by if they're doing what you want them to do.
And I'll say this to Melanated High Priestess. So I moved back. I was living in the city. I grew up in Connecticut, but I was living in Queens for about 6 years, from 2013 to 2019. And from, say, 2015 to 2019, not to 2019, I'm lying. I did it for probably like 2 to 3 years.
Sorry, bro, hold on. Let me stop you. Whoever's calling, I will call you right back after this caller. So just stay by the phone, because I'm going to call you back. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I guess I'm just giving counter examples to, like, you know what I mean? Just to say, like, there's more black people involved in the community than even sometimes I think black people in the community give credit to. Because it's like, and this is my example for myself. It's like, I was volunteering with this group called the Brooklyn Combine. Then, I don't even know if I really want to shout them out, because I'm thinking, like, you gotta be careful what you say on the internet. I'm not really.
Just give them a nickname.
That, you know what I mean? Well, the name of the place I just said is actually the real name of the place. It's the Brooklyn Combine. I said it's already there, so there's that much. So you could go Google that, whatever. It's an attorney. He used to be a former prosecutor for Brooklyn, in Brooklyn, New York. He was a former prosecutor and I think DA, and then he became a private practice black guy. He's looking out for the black community. He has programmers that are teaching black kids in Brownsville, in Brooklyn, New York, how to code. And then him being a lawyer, him and his other lawyers, some are more entertainment lawyers. He has a criminal law background. He's getting the kids to be aware of legal stuff, so that when they're in the streets and they get stopped and frisked illegally by police, they know their rights and they know how to conduct themselves in a way that's positive for themselves. So he's been doing this way before I ever met him. And I met him around, like I said, 2015, 2016, somewhere around that time. So it's like, and he's been doing this. And so, like, he has kids from, like, first grade up until high school going through. They're learning coding curriculum in middle school, whatever age they start. Like, he has all the kids there learning at the same time, at the same level if they can all learn. And pretty much they got enough people working with them where they can guide them from where they need help at. And they're all learning the coding. And they have different kids like me, who I worked in the finance sector, other people who worked in their own respective sectors who are teaching them the specialized skills. But it's like, what I'm saying is like, everyone has their role. You dig what I'm saying? Like, we all gotta, like, if you're supposed to be the best engineer, you gotta be that. We don't need you to be the finance dude or the lawyer dude. We need you to be the best engineer. So if he's on the internet reaching people and connecting dots, there's other people who ain't spending the time doing that. And we got to connect with people like him. And when you did have a valid point, and if the grid goes down, how we all going to connect? Well, let's just work with what we got now, because if the grid goes down, your spiritual understanding of how to connect and how to recognize your own tribe is going to be probably the most important skill.
And I was going to say too, if the grid goes down, when the grid goes down, that means that my job is done and all the people that I've reached, I was supposed to reach. You just heard this man say that, oh, you taught me about the Fibonacci sequence. How is that not worth something? Like, I'm not understanding that thought process. Like,
yeah.
That
I think
I'm a teacher. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that like that's like you telling your high school teacher, what did you do for me? Like, I'm a teacher. That's what I do. I read books, I connect dots, and then I present it. That's what I do.
Plus side on your teaching being that this is the teaching that we needed. So it's like she said, we have nothing set in place. I mean, but this is the process of getting it set in place. You dig what I'm saying? Because it's like right now, the reason we have nothing set in place is, like you said, because we can't act on a plan. You know why we can't act on a plan? Because we can't even organize to agree on a plan. You got to agree on a plan. Let's get that in place.
I already said that we didn't have. I already said we didn't have the brains and the leadership that we have today. We've acknowledged that.
We got that now for sure.
But maybe it just wasn't time. Maybe if you really believe in reincarnation, in divine timing, maybe you have all these teachers, all these so-called just talkers for a reason, because by the time all of this shuts down, we have a foundation of spiritual and mental thought. What is the basic? Black unity and Black survival. That is the basic. And as long as we have taught that enough, everything else will be natural. But if we were still Democrats or Republicans or Negroes, niggas, house niggas, field niggas, all this other stuff, we would be lost. But at the end of the day, what is our goal? Black unity, a Black nation. So why can't that be what more do you want?
So
is what I'm asking.
She's agreeing with the Joseph L. Bebe, and I agree with I'm assuming it's a he. I agree with that sentiment. Teach social economics.
No, that's fine, but you can't tell the science. I'm sorry, you can't. I don't mean to keep cutting you off, but you can't fault the science and spiritual teacher for not teaching economics if that's not my role. That's the issue that I have. It's not the issue of, well, what are you doing for the community? Like, I get that, but you can't expect a farmer to build a car.
Yeah. Well, so, hey, Joseph L. Bebe, facts. It should be easier now. Y'all have YouTube, Facebook, IG. They are Alphabet Boys spy platforms anyway. But people too busy twerking and gossip. I feel you 100%, and I feel the same. And I recognize and I acknowledge that acknowledgement that you made as well too. I think
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just chimed this in, but please remember what you're saying.
Yeah.
I feel like for the people in this community, like you, like the sister, melanated, and anyone else in here, I feel like if you are this awareness, you already know that, because you look at like how the Black Panthers were even taken down by within. You look at so many of the people that were in the community that were taken down within, and I feel like we just gotta we just gotta have that. Like, damn, now I'm spacing out for a second. I'm sorry, but like we just gotta. We gotta do what we're doing right now in terms of organizing as much as we can through the internet, using their platforms, because we can't. She said too many cheese and not enough Indians. The reason there's too many cheese and not enough Indians is because we can't organize. Like, I don't understand how that's a hard concept, in my opinion, because it's like, if we can't actually organize and meet up with each other, let me ask y'all this, and I know they're gonna respond in the chat.
You said have a good night.
Oh shit! I mean, damn.
Good night, priestess.
Love to you,
yeah,
sister.
love to you.
But you know, how are we ever gonna get to that point of having that organization where we can get in alignment with each other and say, you know what, you should be the leader in this, and I should just take my role in this regard? How are we going to be able to do that if we can't even coordinate with each other because we can never actually meet with each other? So the thing is, like, if we're not going to find a way to meet, whether it's like a virtual Zoom call, but we already know we don't own any of the equity in any digital cloud computing platform. So as soon as we start talking about meeting with each other through Zoom calls, it's not even as effective of a method as meeting in person because we can't have the same quality of conversation. So it's just like, we know the only way we can have the highest quality of conversation that we need to have is in person. And that, if that's a given, then we need to worry about how to get in person. We already know that's one of the biggest challenges is physical segregation. So it's just
but I want to say this too. What if Malcolm X had a YouTube channel and somebody in his comments said, but what are you doing in the community? Do you know how discouraging that is? For you to literally, no, for real, just picture when he first started, you know, around the time he first started giving the Muslim pamphlets out, and somebody was like, "Yo, but what is you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing on the street?" He'd be like, "Man, I'm about to go home, man. Fuck this shit. I just care about myself."
I think that's why we have the world we have. I think that's why we have the world we have, because it's like that's where it's going. I don't know, man. Like I feel like if everyone is willing to just meet up, if we all willing to meet up and spend that time to just say, you know what, we're gonna actually do our own due diligence to meet up somewhere, and like, let's be practical. If you live in a small motherfucking state, you need to be flying to a big city where everybody else can meet you at, because this is the most practical. It's like, you're not going to expect everyone to meet you on a tour with a bunch of black conscious people in Wisconsin, if that's where you at. If like you in one of them type of areas, like, you got to fly your ass to the nearest metropolitan where you can expect to find these groups of people and find your tribes, so that at least you know what they look like to a degree, and you know what your infrastructure is looking like outside of just people like you and your immediate community wherever you live at home. But if we don't ever take the time to do that and physically meet each other, we're never going to be able to organize in the way that people feel like we got to organize. Because it's like, it can't happen through social media. It's not, we have zero equity on these platforms, which is why it's like, we already know we can't even be our full selves. We can't express ourselves and be real. So, you know, that's how I feel about that. I feel like people are trying to do it, and we're trying to get to the point that we can start meeting the right people on the offline, but people ain't trying to meet anybody offline. And why should you? I don't. You think I'm trying? Like, if I was young Pharaoh, you think I'm trying to meet you random niggas offline? And not, no disrespect to anybody in particular here, but I'm not trying to meet any of these random niggas. No, for what? I wouldn't trust none of you niggas. I wouldn't even want you, real shit. I don't want young Pharaoh to trust me. I want that nigga to have people scrutinizing me, just so I know he's on his shit.
Right.
Because it's like, I look at Nipsey. He said, in no condition will you ever catch me slipping. What the fuck happened? I love that nigga. What the fuck happened? I met the nigga when I bought the Crenshaw CD from him. I got genuine love for that nigga. I'm not a fan who came after the boat. Like, but he said some shit that he really, like, probably the only thing he didn't fully live by. And I'm not going to say, I mean, maybe he didn't get caught slipping, because at the end of the day, it happened in his hood by his own set. I don't even think he would consider himself slipping, being in his own hood, in his own store, with his own set. I think that's just betrayal. I don't think that's slipping. So I don't even think he really got caught slipping. But at the end of the day, if we gonna say to some degree it was slipping because the nigga caught you. So it's just like yo, I wouldn't even want the niggas that I trust in this community, or I'm not gonna say the niggas I trust in this community because I don't want to put any I don't want to put that kind of like I just want to be very like matter of fact in terms of what I'm saying. But like the niggas who I align with in this community, like a young Pharaoh like you, I don't want y'all niggas to just be having no discretion with how you carry yourself, because then I can't trust y'all.
Right.
You see what I'm
No, I
saying?
feel
Like,
that.
so I need y'all to be scrutinizing who's coming
Listen,
around
I don't
y'all.
fuck
So
with
it's
people.
like,
I'm not a friendly nigga, so you ain't gotta worry about that with me. I don't like people, so I love
Word.
teaching, but I don't trust people like that. So
word. You feel me? But you feel what I'm saying. So it's just like I'm just like we gotta get to a point that we can really know who we're around, Joe. We don't even know that, and the reason why we don't know that is because when we did have community, it was infiltrated, it was broken down, and we've never rebuilt it. And rebuilding it literally is by just knowing who's in your community. That's like one of the first things, knowing who's who. So that way people can be held accountable. People can't be held accountable because we don't know who's in the community. That's why anybody can say they're part of the community. There's no boundaries. There's no authority, no board of directors, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like, there's no organization. So we got to get organized, and we got to actually start meeting each other, and there's no substitute for it. And I think that's also why the timing of this COVID shit too, because as people are starting to awaken, once people start having more of these conversations, people start realizing there's no substitute from us. You know what I mean?
And I'm gonna cut you off right there so I can answer this question, and I'll let you tell the people where they can find you, because I appreciate your energy. And I appreciate you calling in.
We ain't gotta do all that. This is all you, brother. I'm this is your platform. I'm playing behind the scenes, bro. You know I'm not. Right. I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you.
I appreciate that. So Melanated, let me tell you. Let me give you your answer. My very first live in-person lecture was empty in my home city. You know how many people were watching online though? More than half of the ticket buyers. So my reach is just for me. Some people can pack a house, but me, my students are all online, and I'm not going to neglect students who want to learn for students who don't. That's just, and that's just my journey as a teacher. That's not everybody's story, but that, like, my students are online. I have more students across seas than I have in my own city where I'm from. So that's just how it is. And I have more, I'll put it this way, my reach is across the United States. It's not just in my community. So my reach is just further. So I can't pack a house like you would think I could, because all of my people live in different states. So that's all. But all right, bro, I'm gonna let another caller come through. I appreciate you calling in. Is there anything else you would like to say to the audience before you head out?
I feel like I don't want to overdo my stay. I appreciate you. I appreciate even just interacting with the people in the chat. So love to y'all. I'm gonna be right there with you in a second. But you know what I mean, I'm about to roll up, so I'm about to just, you know what I mean? But I appreciate y'all. I feel like, I'll say this. We gotta be more loving to each other. And I get the frustration in terms of saying we doing all this talking and we not taking action and this and that. Hey, look at the mirror. If you doing what you need to be doing, let people do the best they can do with what they are at that point of their spiritual journey. Because if we all are ascending as we should, we're going to be taking action. You can't be ascending if you're not taking action. It's not off of just sheer thought. We know that. So it's just like, let people go on their journey, because it's like, at the end of the day, all you can do is align with the people who are on your wavelength. And at some point, you start to have these symbiotic synchronies where people are elevating each other. It's like, you know, I always like to, like, whenever I'm meeting a new woman, like when I'm kind of seeing someone right now, so it doesn't really apply right now, but like usually like when I'm single and I'm just like kind of like meeting a new woman, I try to say like, yo, like I don't want to make you whole. I don't want to take my half and you take your half and we make each other whole. That's not what we're supposed to be doing here. I'm whole, you're whole. We make something together we never could do individually, but we're whole independently. We make 200% together.
And it's not realistic to go door to door during a so-called coronavirus.
Yeah, hell no.
Yeah, like they probably spray my ass with some Lysol. Like,
and you see the social cracking of even like with the whole Jewish thing. Like they had the wedding of like I don't know how many people, if it was 10,000 or 20,000, and they created a religious exemption for that. But so people ain't getting corona at the Jewish weddings, but you gonna get it at the restaurant that you want to dine in at. So apparently now they're charging $10,000 fines. At least I think that's New York City. Don't quote me on this. Do your own research. But so I just feel like it's just I just feel like yeah, I don't know. That's all it is. I feel like everyone is just we just gotta go on our journey and show each other the most love in terms of our community. If you can wake up people, if it feels organic to you to do it because that's your spirit calling you to do it. But if it don't feel organic to do it, don't do it. Just walk away, keep it moving. It's probably gonna save your life and probably save theirs. Sometimes people gotta experience what they gotta experience. So at the end of the day, if you meant to be one of these divine children that's leading the way of the new era, and you're meant to do what you meant to do, you're gonna do it. So there's no reason to be negative. Like it's ironic to me that in the midst of this chaos of the world, I'm actually having the best quality of my life that I've ever had, while the rest of the world's going crazy. But my gratitude is just on a different energy. So it's just like I just look at it, I'm like, wow, isn't that crazy? Like I'm just like, hey, you gotta choose your destiny.
Melanated. I was not even scholarly where I am now before Corona started. My podcast started literally December 2019, right when all this stuff was just about to boom. So I've literally been teaching and elevating people. I had a year to learn, and then as soon as I was ready to teach, all of this stuff popped. So I didn't get a chance to go door to door like that. That wasn't.
You talking to studio. I'm sorry, I apologize for interrupting studio. I just read that comment. Look, it's a lot of people who got money here. I'm not saying everybody's finances and they standing is different. I'm not a baller. You know what I mean? I'm working my way to get there. But trust me, I got some money too. And so it's not like we all got money to a degree, not all of us, but some of us have money, some of us don't. Some of us are in the middle. I don't really have money. I just have a little bit of money, but I'm on that same wavelength of what you're saying in terms of you want to invest so you could start directing. Because I look at money like this. Money just amplifies who you are. So if your intentions are to help your community, and that's what it sounds like yours are, then you could, by having a solid plan, direct and amplify your influence on the community in a positive way. So I feel that.
You know what I would like before, because somebody has been like, the phone has been kind of been blowing up. So let me.
I'm a holler.
All right, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna hit you up in your DMs, bro.
Yeah.
But Melanated, you know what I would like to do? I'm gonna be honest with you. Whoever's been calling, please call back because now it is your turn. But you know what I want to do? I would really like for you to hit my DMs so we can plan something that we could do, something in the community. I don't know where you're from, but if I have to, I will drive to wherever you are. We could do a community event. I think that would be super dope because I do not disagree with you on the fact that we need to put boots on the field. But what I'm saying is with these circumstances and the way things are set up, I have not had a chance to do that. So please hit me up. Please. Okay. You have now called into the Who Asked You podcast. May I ask you who's calling?
MMA Kid.
I'm sorry, say that again.
MMA Kid.
Hey, what's up, bro? How you doing? How you doing tonight?
Good.
That's good. Okay, so the question is, what do you think Black people should do when it comes to the coming Civil War, and how do you feel about this COVID stuff?
Well, for one, for our community, correct? So, first thing I would say is like, because this is a really good thing. Like, my heart's racing a little bit, but the thing is, it's like, for me, I'm 15. I can't be too loud because my girl wants to sleep. But, like, for me, I'm 15. I'm technically your future. So, whether you have a little brother, a niece, you know what I'm saying, like, a son or a daughter, this is where the time should be, like, it's really good that, you know, for you guys, you're asking me. So for me, I should put like a small idealistic and a form of action to say like, we should bring all types of skills and tools, not just for the table, but for whose house. You can't just say, well, I'm just going to bring this to church and hopefully this can just give it to y'all. No, besides the Corona thing, we should be like, because we have cellular connection. So the thing is, like, for now, we should be, well, you have that, and I have this. Let's say you're a doctor. And for me, I'm into mixed martial arts. That's why I said MMA Kid. So for me, for the kids that get, like, you know, in our community, like, they get bullied, well, for anybody, but really for our community, for the kids that get bullied or that take, like, themselves really, really low on self-esteem or low on confidence, I can help them with, like, mixed martial arts. Now, if people are sick due to COVID, I'm going to get to that part, but I'm just putting an example. Like, we have these stereotypes for our community, like, we're the highest ones with HIV or AIDS, or we get really glued on to drugs and da-da-da-da. We can have psychologists, real philanthropists. I'm not talking about Bill Gates' wife. No, she's a tranny. And
indeed.
Huh?
I said indeed.
Exactly. And it's not really just a tranny. That's actually a dude playing as a woman. I forgot what his name was. But his eyebrows pinched up, and somehow now her eye looks pinched up. But I can tell, like, man,
that's a man. That's a man in a wig. I done seen enough movies to know a man in a wig. Right, stop playing, man. That is Miss Doubtfire.
Exactly. But the thing is, like, for now, for us, we should be thinking about, like, for kids that may have COVID or for kids that are really, really sick, we should be thinking about what are we going to help these kids with, or what are we going to help everyone with.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, because we didn't have, like, okay, I want to ask you this question. Because my generation, there was a gap of leadership, because after Malcolm X died, after MLK died, there wasn't any leaders to speak up. And then they slaughtered, like, you know, they got Fred Hampton out of here and all that stuff. So how is your mentality? How do you feel seeing this generation, you growing up with all of these Black leaders, with all of these Black teachers, these Black intellectuals? And I mean, like General Seti, myself, Pharaoh, Dane Calloway, and other people you may or may not watch.
I fuck with y'all all the way. I'm sorry, I know I'm 15. I'm just saying I'm on your channel, but
No, express yourself.
I'm a secretary. I like to be blunt. I fuck with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I agree with you. I'm not gonna be like, you know, have that mentality like yes and absolutely no. Like, I agree with what you're saying, but to a certain extent, we can fix the flaws that we think are so flawless. Like, we can change this mindset of like all right, for my generation, there's kids like teenagers and younger where we go to school. Yeah, we're wearing masks and whatever, but we still want to see who has the best drip and da-da-da-da. That's so lame. Like, how you going to be, like, 13 through 19 still talking about, oh, bro, NBA YoungBoy did this, or who will get a new PS5? You're not a man. You're not a man, but you're able to fight over a bitch. You're funny. You're really funny. What happened to, like you said, like, your leaders? Like, what happened to, like, and this is the thing, we have these stereotypes off of on sex, where it's like, all right, well, since you're a male, you're gonna have to mature when you're 25. That's a lie. I've been through hardcore experiences, and I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
People, I'm not sure if that really hit, but if you didn't get it, rewind the video. Like, that's, people say, oh, well, men only mature when they're 25. That's a lie, because I'm talking to somebody that could really risk their life off talking this shit, and especially me. Even young Pharaoh put me on his live when I was like almost got kidnapped, because that was real. I was talking on the the rabbit hole, the drain the swamp with the adrenochrome and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But like for now, it's like, since people are slacking, and I'm talking about our community, if you feel some type of way, get off the video. Don't even listen to what I'm about to say, because I'm technically your future, so you should be listening.
No, I didn't. I'm not gonna lie. I thought a lot of the ways that I hear you thinking, you know, on your IG, what you be doing, but the difference is I didn't have the balls to speak out the way that I do in my adult life. So I really appreciate any youth who has information that are bold enough to speak, you know, because it's not like intelligence doesn't equal disrespect. And in my generation, that's what we were taught. If we spoke out of turn, or if we spoke up, or if we said our opinion, that was punished, you know? So I actively, any chance I get to talk to somebody that's younger than me, that's intelligent, I like to let them go, because it's important for the youth to have a voice that we didn't have, you know? So I appreciate you coming up here.
That's true, because like most kids, they'll probably just sit back and be like, well, I just agree with that person saying, you know, just let it be over with, so they can just live back and like have this fantasy where it's like, all right, I'm just gonna be Maybach in my own mind, but I'm not gonna create my reality to the riches of intellect or the fineness of how I can really pursue something for myself.
Because check this out. They just sold everybody a PS5 and an Xbox, whatever, right? We are in a financial crisis, but people still found $800 or $500 or however many dollars it cost to buy that video game. And that was like a psychological test. And then they're blowing up on people. So if that shows you the asinine mentality of the current people, y'all have a lot to work through. like my generation, we are trying to show y'all the way, but look at the mentality that y'all got to fight through, because the same people that's my age that are being idiots, they're having kids, or their kids are going to be like, you're going to be over our kids, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
so that stupidity is going to be ingrained in them.
Yeah.
To buy a video game during a financial crisis.
And not trying to cut you off, but this is why, like, the first week I came to school, when they were talking about like mandating masks and where kids have to be online. If we had to be online, why the fuck do I still have the choice of being in school? Dumb shit, you dumb dick. Like, don't make sense.
Yeah.
Or you don't mind, but somebody still wanted me to be in school in person. They're dumb. But they talk about COVID's rising. Why isn't, if like, I'm gonna get to your point, but like, if Bill Gates made the vaccine, right, which I'm pretty sure this nigga's only known for fixing computer fucking viruses, how the fuck is this nigga just gonna let us die from this? I don't respect his ass, fuck no. But Like, how are you gonna say I got a vaccine for you guys, and I already knew how the pandemic and the shit was going, but I just want to let you guys figure this out. And nothing racist for any white viewers or whoever is in here, but this is why we don't agree with every specific race or every specific general setting within modern society, because it's really bullshit. It's how is this dude just randomly gonna say, I know what the vaccine was about and I know how I can fix this and da 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 da, but you're still not in jail. I'm not sure if it's you or your clone, because I know about that too. I'm not sure if you are really, really high off of that adrenochrome, or you're just really stupid where you think just because you got money, we just gonna agree with you. Money is an illusion. But I do agree with what you said. Financial, it's financial and psychological war right now, because we don't have the specific standards of because in Africa, people think, oh, they're dying from hunger and da da da. That is true-ish, but we got mansions over there. We still got shit over there where people, and this is the thing. I was talking to some friends in school, and they were like, bro, we can't even go to Africa, bro. They don't even accept us. They eating each other. The reason why they're probably eating each other is because of the dumb shit that's pending on right now.
Yeah, but when people say that, it's just to discourage the image of black people, because there's cannibals here, there's pedophiles here, there's Satanists here. They do the most barbaric shit here. So you don't have to travel across the seas to find evil when you can find it right here where we're from.
That's true.
Yeah, that's just stupid.
And this is the thing. Wait, where was I? I'm sorry, because I did say I was gonna get to a point, but I was just rambling certain.
Well, let's just bring it back to the question of the podcast tonight. How do you feel about what a black person's role should be? And I know you're 15, but I feel like you're intelligent enough to answer at a certain point of what you think black people should do with the civil war that's coming up. Like would you want your black leaders, the black men in your family, to fight with Republicans, or do you think we should separate? As a 15-year-old young man, melanated young man at that.
Well, I'm gonna make. I'm not sure if it's the correct word. I'm gonna make a stigma first. I'm just gonna create a little static real quick. So this makes sense, because think about it. The leaders back from 50s, 40s, probably even 30s, even when our ancestors were still enslaved, and back when we had dynasties in Egypt, this shit's not fake. People talk about Matrix, da 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 da. But here's the thing: we had young women and young men that were pharaohs that had to still put on the legacy of dynasties. So what I'm about to say is really true. Just remember that. So I think, because I'm a black male, I'm going to speak for males first. I think that we should stop having this dumbass mentality where we look up to each other, but we look at each other as if we're competition. That's just the male form of. I think that's just us being males. But for us as black men, melanated kings, pharaohs, I'm talking about something that's going to change not your mind, not your future, your damn spirit. So you better make sure that Kundalini energy, in all them times you be working out, in all them times you been reading fucking books, at least make sure that you're ready for what's going to happen now. It's not going to be, let me get some hot Cheetos. It's not going to be, let me get that PS5, let me nut off to this, Pornhub real quick, or let me nut in this bitch. No. It's time to go on semen retention. It's time to get different kind of books. It's time to get some weapons, and it's time to stock up and buy your own land. If you're a rapper or whatever, if you're trying to be like these other niggas and you got, like, we need to, and this is the thing. This is why women are starting to turn more masculine than us. This is the thing. We need to get every part of our money, not just to buy Gucci shit. No. Niggas be wearing somebody's life insurance. And they be like, oh, I don't know, that's probably their fault. Nigga, no, you're wearing someone's house insurance. You're wearing someone's
Anybody
car.
who wears Jordans right now, they got 2 pistols on their feet. Literally. Because the cost of a pair of Jordans is a pistol. So you're wearing your protection.
Exactly. But for me, I don't have as much right now. I'm wrestling. So this is my thought too. I was like, all right, if they gonna try to make this, countdown life shit before they do this dumb shit, it's like, right now, this is why I call myself MMA kid. I'm gonna do mixed martial arts for now. If I can't, because this is the thing. When that Black Lives Matter shit happened, and I think it's total bullshit. If you're mad with me, get mad. I do not care, because I will express that later on, but not right now.
That's a communist. We know that that's over here. We know that that's a communistic entity. But go ahead.
Exactly. And it was funded by 2 women that were, not trying to be rude, that were lesbian.
Yeah, and trans as well.
Yeah, they were extreme feminists. And this is why, like, for our black females, they don't look up to us now, because the only time they look up to us is when we're doing some shit that's passively masculine. Like, oh, I'm gonna let you fuck, and I'm gonna buy you a Birkin bag because your pussy had power. What? Like, fuck no. Some of these niggas really gotta be dumb. Like, what happened to Muhammad Ali type niggas? Besides the religion and all that shit, what I'm trying to say is, like, what happened to our real masculine men? Are we gonna frame this future to be men are being bitches and women are being more masculine? Or are we gonna put this future where we're all the same, but I'm gonna take my role as a masculine man and you take your role as a feminine woman? Why do black females hate their kids so damn much? Why the fuck do they only look at us when we're doing something right and it's wrong? And if we do something wrong, that's not going to benefit us.
Because anything past you give me food stamps, your worth is over. Your worth is over. That's just what it is. And you have to remember too, if you look at a lot of the foods, it has soy lecithin in it, and soy produces an estrogen-like chemical. And the more, if you have an estrogen imbalance, you're going to start having more feminine traits. So that is a lot of what's going on, plus the hormones and stuff that they're pumping into people. Because like let's say you're a meat eater, the fear, anxiety, adrenaline, all of that is getting pumped into the meat. So when they kill the cow, that's what you're eating. But you're also, not only are you eating those natural chemicals, but also the preservatives that they put in the meat. And then you have to understand that they don't put shit in cartoons for no reason. When you see in cartoons how people will eat something and then they have the spirit of the falcon or, all that kind of stuff, that's real. You take on the trait of whatever animal that you're digesting. That's why people who eat chicken are very frantic, are very scared of everything, are very, all of that. A lot of people who eat red meats, that's cow, they're very sluggish, they're very slow. People who eat pork, y'all know they pigs for real. So
that shit, I'm not gonna go back, because when I used to, after I ate, like, let's say after I would eat like a pork chop, because I don't eat meat anymore, but after I would eat a pork chop, and every time like it came to eat something that I wanted, I'll cook that bitch within like 2 minutes and it wouldn't be like really done, and I'll just eat it like so fast. I'm like, what the hell is wrong? And, like, some people really got to think about that. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, whoa, this
it's in the food, yo. And my uncle always say, like, your mood is regulated by whatever food you're eating. So that's why, like, if you bang a a box of pizza, you're going to be depressed because all of those chemicals are going to add up into that depressive state. That's why you need to eat alkaline and you need to eat vegetables and life-giving things, because all this artificial stuff, all it does is depress you. That's all it's doing.
And we have to eat manageably because like I know I said, like, for us men, for, you know, and this is the thing, it's also been a stereotype that, like, us black men, like, I was just thinking about it before I even came on this live. I was like, if me and 100 black men were to walk, like, in a store showing our masculine energy, would people call the cops, or would people really be offended? And you know what type of people I'm talking about, because us as niggas, we procreate. And this is the thing for our community. I'm not sure who's watching this as a male or a female, but I'm about to say this shit bluntly. So take your kids out the way, or actually put them in, because, you know, what I'm about to say also involves them. But it's mainly towards you and other grown-ups. So what I'm about to say is, like, for us as the black community, we have a higher rate of making kids, but also killing them. Now, for white people in their white community, they have a higher rate of either dying from skin cancer because the sun is too powerful for their ass, and it's the truth. I'm a Sagittarius. I'm gonna be blunt. If you don't like what I'm saying, get off the fucking get off of YouTube. And not just that, they have miscarriages more than abortions. Well, actually, that's kind of iffy, but it's been researched and documented, and it's not even a lie. And some of their babies are, you know, morphed different or look not even human. And it's nothing racist. Like, through DNA, I am from the cosmos, but I'm also from the earth. Now, for other races, they have slight genetic, I don't know how to say it. It's like a genetic mutation. It's real, but not as real. It's like mutated with different types of DNA. Like, we know white people, they come from Neanderthal blood. They come from canine blood. They come from something else. I can't name it, but it's human, but it's not as sufficient.
Now you on it. Go ahead.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Like, we can procreate. So I'm not sure if I'm turning it the wrong way, but I'm gonna make it make sense. Us as black men, we have semen. We create. We can't do this bullshit where, well, you know, I'm just going, since I see a fine girl, I'm just going to nut her, and that's my natural way of being a male. Kind of, but no. We have the power where we can create our own reality. Same thing with women. They have that. But for us, and this is the thing about semen retention, because I've been on and off on this, but I know the research and I know the institute and everything that I do. So with being on semen retention, it's like the Kundalini energy process. It's like controlling your sexual energy.
Right.
But it's your first chakra. So for us as men, why do you think, like, the best example, for boxing, they don't ejaculate 6 weeks before the fight because you need that testosterone. You need that hold of masculine energy. So if we were to hold our shit for, like how Mike Tyson said, he never had sex for 5 years because he wanted to be a king in boxing. If we can do that shit in real life, we don't have to worry about people trying to fuck us over. We don't got to worry about dying and shit. Because one, what happened to the real niggas? Like Kuta Kente. What happened to Shaka Guru? But y'all don't want to be like them. Y'all want to be a pussy nigga and go on the streets. And if a niggas really address you on some shit, you be like, nah, I didn't do nothing. Nah, I didn't do nothing. Because your balls didn't drop. You're 25, but your balls didn't drop. Man, I'm so masculine. It is, like, I'm not trying to sound stupid. It's whether I, do it or not, I'm still going to be strong no matter what. Because I have learned MMA and I know how to fight and I know how to condition real good. So, like for instance, if I were to, ejaculate right now and in 3 days, if I get into a fight, I already know what to do because I'm strong. But after you do that, you don't have as much energy. And that's the thing. You need that energy. So what we got to do right now and this lifetime and head on, we got to make sure that we control everything in our power because we are gods and goddesses. So we can't just be thinking, well, I'm scared because of coronavirus, or I don't know what to do for my community. Think about what you got to do first, because you are not a product, but you are a participation within this cycle. You are participation within this life, you know, and you just can't mess it up. Now, we do have ups and downs, but you just can't be like mediocre. It's not gonna help nothing.
That's facts. We've definitely had enough time to be mediocre. That's for sure. So, young man, I want to thank you for calling in and sharing your energy and giving hope that the next generation ain't gonna be as dumb as mine is. Okay, so I want you to give the people your social medias and please continue to listen, because I think I'm gonna see if anybody else want to call in before I end it, and then I got some announcements, and then we're gonna close it out. So, is there anything else you would like to say? And please tell them where they can find you.
Make sure that you express your masculinity as a male. Make sure you express your femininity as a female. But don't settle less as a little boy or a little girl. Make sure you know who you are and stand up with that energy. Now, also, I'm just gonna make my bad. I'm not trying to like waste too much time, but I know you said something about the COVID thing.
No, go ahead.
Really just like he said, eat alkaline. Because for me, I'm quarantined. I'm gonna go right back into school because like I gotta finish. And this is the thing: don't have this mentality. Don't have this Stockholm mentality where you're like, you can be free, but you're still stuck subconsciously. Like it's kind of distracting, but it's a really disturbing process because like abusive relationships, females have Stockholm syndrome, or some of the males have Stockholm syndrome because they want to satisfy their woman, but if they leave, some dumb shit gonna happen. She either's gonna kill herself or she's not gonna be giving him that good or whatever. But it's just fixing what you got to do right now. So with this COVID stuff, make sure that you eat healthy. Make sure that you work out. I don't care how big you are. I don't care how small you are. Make sure you work out. Or, like, literally, eat the sun. Go out in the sun and get some vitamin D. You need that.
That's facts. Yes, you can, Cyberman. As soon as I'm done with this young man, you can call the number. Call 313-327-9342. But, hey, I want to tell you this before I get you off of here. Please continue on your path, because one day you will lead your generation, and you can always remember that Studi to Ruby of Who Asked You podcast said it. Because I see a bright future for you, and I really appreciate your energy, man. I really do.
For sure. Sure, right. Just too, because like this, I'm gonna leave it at this. Like, you may be at least like 15, 25 years older than me, but you're still an ancestor. People don't know that. It's not just physical wise, it's intellectual and spiritual wise. People just think that it's like, well, since we live in this matrix and it's physical, we can just say my mom is my mom and my dad is my dad. It's a different version of you that's really one of your spirit guides.
Right.
One's feminine energy and one's masculine energy. So for me, when I watch movies or when I see shit that's subliminal, I laugh at it because it doesn't bother me no more.
No, that's facts.
Like life is literally a gift. You can format whatever you want with it. If you want to be a demon, be a demon. If you want to be an angel, be an angel. But your guide and your ways of literally life construct is going to be in the middle of your, it's really going to be off of your pineal gland, or it's going to be off of your like chakras that you don't understand or that you don't put power into yet. So if you just think you're just gonna put power into your first chakra fucking all day, then that's what you're gonna be, just a fucker. If you're gonna put your energy into truth and into intellect, then you're gonna be an intellectual and a truthful person. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. But really, it's just like, don't be afraid of what's going on right now. Just this is what we gotta do, because people talking about that Biden and Trump shit. I'm not racist, but if you're white, go with your fucking shit. Damn, like just go with your people.
Yeah, it's that simple.
You know, we can laugh, we can joke, but when it comes to war, you better make sure you fight for your people, because I'm gonna fight for mine.
And I wouldn't even just say war. I would just say I'll end it like this. No one can ever have the best interest at hand except for yourself. So there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to just lift up your own community and live peacefully, knowing that there's just certain differences that will always be. Why force a relationship that's just not working? It's like an abusive relationship. We have an abusive relationship. Just African Americans, period, have a abusive relationship with the whole world. But yeah, all right, bro. I'm gonna get you off of here because there's other people trying to call. But once again, I appreciate you, and I'm gonna hit you up because you know we already connected on IG, so I'm gonna hit you up.
I don't have a phone right now because, like, you know, when I was in school, there was a bunch of, you know, shorties trying to talk to me, and my phone just really got hot, and I broke it because they were really just being like leeches. They were being succubus. So I'm just gonna buy a new phone and just get my business back together.
Oh, okay. Well, just stay tuned then, because this won't be the last time I have people call in.
For sure.
All right, young man.
All right. Peace, King.
Peace. Okay, Cyberman 14, put your number in the phone. Put your number in the comments, and I will try to. Yeah, I'll call you off of WhatsApp because yes, I do have a WhatsApp. Anybody else want to call while we're waiting for Buddy to give me his number? 313-327-9342. That's the number to call. You can call in. Call in. Yeah, he's a very intelligent young man. Like that's dope. 313-327-9342. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting on the number. I can't call you. I can't call you if I ain't got your number, man. I ain't a magician. I just speak magic. But I can't. I can I can try to telepathically talk to you, but I need a number. Yeah. Yeah. Type your number in the chat so I can call you. Whether it's on WhatsApp or not, I still need your number. All right, first let me try it. Let me see. Yusuf said he'll melt the platform. He ain't even trying to do all that tonight. Let me see if that's going. Sheesh, hold on. Let me try it this way. Yeah, they swear technology fired till you gotta figure shit out. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to figure this out. Okay, fuck that. Hey, hit the link, yo. That's what we can do. I'm not. I'll try the UK number, and if that don't work, hit this link. You ain't gotta show your face or nothing. You can just hit the link, and then we can talk that way. But let me try. I'll try this number. Yeah, I appreciate that, Uncle Kai. You have a good night, man. Yeah, that's facts. Yosef is my guy. That's my bro. That's my bro. 781102194. Let me see. Okay, yeah, they not. Hey, my UK buddy, hit that link for me. That's all. They're not gonna let me call you. Why, I don't know, but I'm pasting the link in the chat. Just hit the link. I really want to speak to you. I really want to hear what you have to say. So please hit the link. Man, this seat is like stupid uncomfortable. I gotta get a new chair. That's why y'all gotta hit the cash. That's why y'all gotta buy my lecture so I can get me a new chair, because that should be uncomfortable as fuck. While we waiting on Buddy to hit the link, though, I want to tell y'all I'm gonna be doing a lecture soon on Moderna. And if you don't know what Moderna is, that is a COVID-19 vaccine that's coming out. Hey, I seen that more since. That's why I want him to talk. That's why I want him to talk. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a lecture breaking down what vaccines are, what Moderna is, what's going on in their news, all types of stuff. And so it's only going to be $10. I might just drop that rate to $5, depending on how many people actually purchase the tickets. But yeah, that's coming soon. So if you want to pre-order, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and hit that cash app, $10. And if y'all don't know, I actually have my own business. It's called Astro Aromatics, where I sell sage, essential oils, cinnamon brooms, and other aromatic tools to help with meditation and cleansing your home. So these are my roll-ons. They're $5 a piece. We do deliver and we do ship. So we have different types of sages: dragon's blood, black sage, only $6. Sage plus, which is dragon's blood with yellow roses; lavender with rosemary smudge stick; blue sage with red roses. Those are only $8. And then right now we have cinnamon brooms. The minis are $8 and the larges are $16. So, a lot of different avenues, what I'm saying, that you can support. I'm not one of those people who asks stuff for free. Like, who we got? Yeah, that's facts, Morris. Yeah. I appreciate that. But yeah, so if y'all don't want to purchase the lecture, you can always purchase items from me. Just hit my DM, and I'm actually working on a website soon that you can order, but you can always order just from my DM. So there's a lot of ways that you can support Make sure that y'all also go to Black Sector Awards. We're going to be going hard on there soon because y'all know we got to get amped up for the actual show that's going to be happening. So y'all make sure y'all subscribe to that channel. That's Black Sector Awards show channel. Let me see. Dang, where's that? I got so much information on here. Okay, yeah, go to www.blacksectorawards.com to cast your nominees, sign up for performances, and much more. And make sure you subscribe to the Black Sector Awards YouTube channel because you will see your boy on there, and we're gonna be going hard. We're gonna have so much content. Like y'all gotta get ready for that for real. What else? Follow my social medias on IG. That's at the_real_studio2groovy. Astro Aromatics Online Market is also on IG, and my official Twitter is at official Waypod. All right, I'm gonna put this number out one more time. Buddy from the UK, if you really want to come up on here, please hit the link. Or try calling again, 313-327-9342. Try putting a 1 in front of it, and that might help. Yeah, the phone mic will work with StreamYard. So yeah, just try it. Dragon's Blood Sage is a must if you haven't done a spiritual cleansing combined with intentional speech and positive affirmations. That's a fact. Tomorrow I'm going to be shipping out some because some people already bought some more sage and stuff like that. So I'll be, filling orders tomorrow. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about Forex, but that's for a whole nother show. I need somebody to come up here and talk e-commerce more since I'm looking at you. But yeah, I'm gonna give Cyberman a little bit more time before I end this because we're almost at the 2 hours and 30-minute mark. Y'all have been rocking with me, and I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. Hey, we got him up here. What's good with it? I'm gonna give Cyberman a little bit more time before I end this.
I'm here, I think.
We're almost at the 2 hours
Hello.
and 30 minute mark. Y'all have been rocking with me, and I appreciate y'all.
I'm in the room.
You gotta mute in the background.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute the
Yeah, and then your voice will come out a little bit clearer.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's better.
Sweet. Thank you for having me on your stream. I'm from London, the UK.
Okay, shout out London.
Thanks. I don't exactly know what to talk about. I mean, judging from your the title of your stream, I'm supposing it's to do with like the landscape of America at the moment.
Hold on, I got a question. Are you Caucasian or are you black or
full on black?
Okay.
Jamaican parents. They came here in the 60s. And I'm a first generation black British dude.
Okay. So how are race relations out there?
I mean, yeah, could be worse. I mean, I'm a middle working class guy. I can't really say that I've had any sort of like racial hardships here. Sorry, cut. I didn't quite hear that. Sorry.
No, I was listening. You said you're a middle class working man. That's the last part.
Yeah. Well, I can't say that I've had like any sort of like racial prejudice in anything in any way that matters anyway. Here, uh, it's. I mean, I'm a law. What's it called? I'm a law-abiding person. I don't um, go out into the streets and harass people or steal stuff from shops and whatnot. Uh, I mean, yeah, I'm. My family's pretty Christian in that way, and if I ever did something like that, I would be 6 feet under. Let's just say. So yeah, no. So in like comparison to like, so how would that make you? Uh, how does that look from your perspective, where I don't experience any racial um, bigotry here compared to yourself?
Well, I don't formulate an opinion about yourself. It's just I think it might be a cultural difference because there are some there are probably some restrictions that you haven't experienced because the culture of London is probably more accepting than America has been, I guess.
Possibly.
And like I don't know if there's like racial denial of discrimination there because there may not even be the same type of discriminations that we face.
Well, for one, we don't have guns here, so that kind of helps.
But does that make you feel, how does that make you feel when the government could any day choose to be tyrants and you don't have anything to protect yourself with?
Uh, the country would have to be pretty far gone. I don't know. I wouldn't see uh, British cops just go into the streets and start snatching whoever they don't like off the streets. I mean, we're as British people, we're pretty resistant to the government ourselves. It's not just an American thing. Like we don't want government governmental interference in every facet of our lives either. So there is going to be like some sort of contingency to keep that sort of overreaching at bay, either by law or just by people banding together and saying no to whatever fuckery that they want to impose.
So let me ask you this. You know that Dr. Fauci and all these other people have been pushing that Black people here should be first in line. Is there any said recommendations like that from where you're from, or is it more of a community thing? Or like and on top of that, what is the sentiment about this COVID-19 in your, in your life, in your circle?
In my circle, I mean, we're all sensible adults. We um, we social distance. We wash our hands when we go into people's houses. We wear a mask when we go to the shop. It's not really a it's not really a problem for us to adhere to the restrictions that have been recommended. Um, I mean, we can go out onto the street and have a walk without our masks on. It's only when we go to the shops that you have to put the mask on. Otherwise, you risk a fine, which isn't a problem in itself, really. You'll have a couple people in the shops like not without masks on, but that's to be expected. You just give them the cold stare and just be on your way. Uh, um, yeah. I mean, back in when the lockdown was really serious, back in February, all the way up until like let's say July. That's when it was like really like just what's that word? Isolated. Well, it was everywhere really. Like Italy, pretty much all of Europe was just empty streets. So, yeah, and that was fine. There was no like protest to go out and say our freedom is impaired because it's for the health of the people. Um, uh, as
So let me ask you this: what about the election fraud, or about the President Trump, or you know, supposedly President-elect Joe Biden? Like, how do y'all feel about that process? Do you think it was a democratic election, or do you see all the things, like, do they show y'all about Dominion and all that type of stuff?
I've been following the American elections quite closely, like because my YouTube recommendations is actually pretty like screwed up with the whole situation. So yeah, I've been following it, and honestly, uh, I first and foremost, I don't think there was election fraud, at least from where I'm looking. But I think the whole like electoral process in America is fucked from the get go anyway, because yeah, your electoral college system is just one of the most baffling things I've ever seen in a democratic process. Where there's this video done by CGP Grey. I recommend anyone watch it, about how electoral votes are counted. The gist is you can win with 20%, about 21% of the popular vote, and having only gotten 51% of the electoral college votes. So even so, yeah, 20% of 350, that's like 70 million people. You can win the you can win you can be elected as president with 70 million people, and the rest, even if the rest have voted against you, you can still win with that. And I don't think that's really democracy. I think that's just idiocy, really. So yeah, get rid of the electoral college vote. that's number one that you need to do. But like I said, I don't think there's widespread voter fraud. I think that's just bizarre.
I mean, we have adults that don't even understand that, like, the popular vote don't matter, and it's all about the electoral college. And unless you're on the electoral college, you're just spinning your wheels, and they just don't understand that. So, is there much of a disconnect between the older generation in your generation, how it is? Because in America, a lot of the old ideals that older generations have, they're not trying to let it go, and they're not letting my generation do the takeover. Because you know how in each generation, okay, the elders sit back and guide the newer generation instead of trying to control it. They're not doing that here. How is it? How is the state of your generational, how is that working out?
That's a good question. As in terms of like leadership positions, they are going to be predominantly old white men.
Well, I don't mean in the system. I just mean culturally. because everywhere you go, there's going to be old white men in control. Like that's just how it is. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying in the hierarchy of your culture, that's what I mean.
In the hierarchy, where are people like myself in the cultural hierarchy? Do you mean?
Because let me give you an example. Because okay, a lot of my generation are saying no vaccines and we're cutting meat out of our diets and we don't want this. But the people that's older than us are, no, you need to vaccinate your child. And what's wrong with meat? It's like everything that we're trying to progress in, they're trying to drag us back. Do you guys experience that as well? Is what I'm asking.
Oh right, okay. I think the younger generation here are just as skeptical as people across yourselves across the pond. In terms of like the older generations holding everything back, um, I I wouldn't say it's like that exaggerated. There are a fair few things we could like progress a bit more with. Um, uh, for instance, renewable energy and um, uh, cannabis decriminalization, uh, um, and a more of a stricter understanding of transgender issues. Because I'll say this, uh, here in the UK, trans people are even less unaccepted here than they would be in America, I would say, because the discussion here about trans lives is pretty much non-existent, and it's the anti-transgender movement. I want is being like kind of spearheaded by our own author J.K. Rowling, uh, writer of the famous Harry Potter novels. If you check out her Twitter, it's just a bunch of like turf stuff. That's not really.
Well, I know that the UK seems more strict on pedophiles than other countries, especially the United States. They say at least they talk about it more boldly in mainstream media than we do.
Um, I mean, we've had our fair share of child abuse uh, scandals, not too long ago concerning certain communities in the Pakistani community. Um, there have been several like news um, uh, situations about it. Uh, I wouldn't say it's a rampant problem, but then again, apparently uh, our police have kind of tried to hide that sort of um, these sort of scandals under the rug because it was perpetrated by the Asian community effectively, and that could have been seen as really racist. Yeah. Um, but it eventually came to light, and um, obviously there was some bigotry in the beginning, but we did as the English do and carried on with things. Um,
So you're going to be my last caller, and I want to say this: I really appreciate your energy. I appreciate you calling up here and talking to us and giving us a perspective that we would never have gotten if it wasn't for you. So I really appreciate that. I have one more question for you. What do you think is the end result of all of this COVID-19, of all of this like presidential elections, of all this like supposedly great awakening that's going on and these arrests that's supposed to be happening, what do you think the end result of all of this is going to be?
Well, eventually we'll have to all end, and we'll have to continue on with our lives. um, I There's a vaccine out, and the UK was the first country to approve the Pfizer vaccine, which is all well and good. Apparently, is a 90% success rate. There was a bit of a kerfuffle with like 2 people getting allergic reactions from the Pfizer from the Pfizer vaccine. Sorry, but apparently it was just mild side effects, and it can be researched. And I mean, 2 people out of millions, that's not the worst thing to happen. But yeah, that's here. So eventually everyone's going to be immunized, vaccinated and whatnot, because yeah, there's not many anti-vaxxers here in the UK. At least I don't think so. As for the election of Joe Biden, I think things will just continue on as usual. Whether Trump is in the White House or not, it's just the same bureaucratic nonsense. It won't affect your day-to-day life. Don't think a person like Trump or Joe Biden can hurt you from across the TV screen. You've got to do what you're going to do in terms of what you want in life. Yeah, I mean, things have been really crazy this past year. God knows I know that. But eventually we all have to move on because we have no choice. All that matters is what you're going to do next, really. I don't know if you wanted more from that. That's pretty much what I'd say about it.
All right, well, where can I and everyone else find you on social media if we wanted to stay in contact with you?
I don't really bother with social media. I hate the stuff. I just wanted to like include myself in this discussion because I saw a black dude on YouTube on streaming, and I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I can relate. But yeah, no, it's like 6:43 in the morning here. I'm about to have a smoke. And,
yeah, it's almost 2:00 in the morning for us here, so that's why I was trying to go ahead and get us on out of here. But like once again, I appreciate you coming up here, and please, anytime you want to come up here and talk, like we're going to be doing these call-in shows probably from now on. So I look forward to hearing from you again, man. I appreciate you.
yeah, same. Hopefully, it'll be a little earlier.
Yeah, it will. It's just when I found out the information I did, I'm like, okay, I have to talk about this.
Cool. When do you start streaming then? Like, is this gonna be a weekly thing?
You said when?
Yeah, like when? Like, is this a routine or is it going to be?
Oh no, a lot of the times it's the spur of the moment, but I like to pretty much do it like around 7 p.m. Eastern time and later, because usually I'm around like it's a lot of kids or a lot of people moving, and I try to find when it's like the most quiet, you know.
Fair enough.
So yeah.
But yeah, no. Thank you for having me on. Keep doing what you're doing. I really enjoyed this. I hope you are staying safe in these trying times. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, sir. But all right, yeah. Let me end this because I got some background noise going on. But yeah, I appreciate you. Peace and love to you. Shout out to the UK. I be trying to tell people we global out here. They don't be trying to, you know what I'm saying? They don't be trying to understand. You know, not just playing, but yeah, I appreciate you.
All right. Peace out, bro.
Peace, peace. All right, y'all. So I want to end this on a super dope. Today is 12/12. We brought in today with Who Asked You podcast. I appreciate each and every one of you who called in. I appreciate everybody who was watching, people who was turning up in the chat, people who disagreed, people who agreed, all of that. This is the Who Asked You podcast where we say our opinions and we don't need nobody to ask us. So what I'm going to do is leave y'all with something special. I love angel numbers. It is a part of numerology. And it's a sacred science. So I'm going to read this what 12/12 means, and hopefully y'all go to sleep with something amazing on your minds. Angel number 12/12. Number 12/12 is a compilation of the energies of number 1, appearing twice, amplifying its vibrations, and the attributes of number 2, also appearing twice, magnifying its influences. Number 1 instills the attributes of creation and the new beginnings, courage, attainment, and inspiration, self-leadership, assertiveness, and initiative. Number 1 relates to creating our own realities with our thoughts, beliefs, and actions, and encourages us to step out of our comfort zones in order to attain our goals. Number 2 represents balance and harmony, duality, faith, devotion, insight, cooperation, adaptability, and diplomacy, partnerships, and relationship. Number 2 also resonates with faith and trust in serving your divine life purpose and soul mission. Angel number 12/12 is a message from your angels that you are to stay focused on your highest expectations as the angels and universal energies work behind the scenes, helping you to manifest your wants and needs, goals, and desires. Angel number 12/12 is a powerful sign that you are to step out of your comfort zone and take new directions and or begin new projects and ventures that you have been wanting to do for a long time now. Angel number 12/12 encourages us to release our fears and apprehensions and get on with pursuing our passions and purpose. Angel number 12/12 asks that you stay on a positive path and to use your natural skills, talents, and abilities to their utmost for the benefit of yourself and others. Use positive affirmations and visualizations to enhance energies and draw them towards you. The more you focus on the positives, the quicker they are manifested into your reality. So, I'm going to end with that. I'm going to leave with love and light like always. Peace.